people. We're here again. Here, we're getting ready to start up a good old show here. I got something to talk about here. Oh my God! I had a chance to view some things that Elon is probably trying to hide.
Uh-oh.
He's sitting up there trying to protect the Tesla dealership and all the cars he producing. And man, he got some competition out there in the world. Them daggone Chinese, they done produce some bad cars, man, some badass electric cars that could even and if they ever let them come over the United States, you're gonna give them Tesla folks hell.
Trump said he ain't letting them come over here.
I know they try to stop them, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to stop them, man. They got some badass cars, man. Everybody buy them. Anyway, that's what we're gonna be talking about, people. Bye.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
All right. Now we get started here. All you folks out there in our land, we are here again today. Got a lot to talk about. But, Ted, what you got going?
Let me tell you something. This is an update. I don't know if you remember Charlie Javis, female, little young girl, started a business called Frank's Financial Company. She sold it to J.P. Morgan for $175 million.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, it was based on inflated user numbers. What it did was it recruited a bunch of college students to prepare themselves to go to college. Now she's actually, what they say, she's up for all kind of charges. And it's a sad thing if she would have done it right, because she's a startup company. And those startup companies, they, start a company and commoditize it and build on it. And she decided to sell it to J.P. Morgan for $175 million. They got wind of it, got it, then started checking out the data. Boom. Now, she had a trial, and I said update, but they're not giving me what went down, because what has happened, because February 2025, she had a court date. So that's all I got on that. But the point is, there's a whole lot of people out there, boy, they shifting. One of the other things that I wanted to bring up is BlackRock. BlackRock is really getting into this Bitcoin. They big time with this Bitcoin. And they putting billions of dollars into it. They got ETF going. They got the I Share Bitcoin Trust. They're doing it. And the thing is, they project that thing, this lady named Woods, who's a money manager, they project that this thing gonna go up millions a coin. And everybody's investing in it, so I don't know, it must be something to it, but it's scary to me. But another thing, now you talk about Tesla and what is that, BYD?
Mm-hmm. And they got another one over there called Nego or something like that.
Well, let me tell you what's going on. Who's going to try to knock them out that market?
You can't
Because
knock them out.
now what's
You
happening
can't.
is that the average car is going to be anywhere between $800 and $1,000 a month. That's how
You
much
can't.
you're
You
going to
can't
be
knock them out of.
paying.
You can't knock them out of the market.
Well, let me just say this.
You can't.
There is a right now there is a movement. Uber Technologies, and they're going full out robot. And they obviously better than Tesla. So this investor, Ackman, Persian Square Corporation, is an investor, and he's putting a whole lot of money into this Uber technology. And this right here is a lot of people not going to be buying cars now. They're going to be calling Uber. That's their feeling. Then we got one more. You might know about this, Ed. CoreWeave. You ever heard of CoreWeave?
Mm-mm.
CoreWeave is a software AI management company that a lot of these major media companies and all of that, they sort of kind of invest in it and they use their services. And they blooming up. And a lot of people are really hot on this particular company because a lot of people are investing in it, but at the same time, they're using their services too. Because there must be some pretty smart people. I haven't done the actual research on who's the CEO of this company and the type of workers and what have you. But now, why did I bring up all that? This country is moving. They know that China is blooming. The competition is heavy. Our GDP, we're going to lose about $500 billion in our GDP just alone for what Trump is doing. No telling, we're 26 trillion. We might drop down to 24 trillion by the
Yep.
time he's done.
Yep.
And China is going up.
Yep.
So that's where I'm coming from.
Well, let me get back to that point that I was trying to make about you saying that Elon and Tesla were going to try to beat these folks out of the market. They're not. And the reason why I'm saying that they're not going to do that is because, yes, Trump has added a lot of tariffs and everything to Chinese electric cars. But right now, there's no one in China who is buying Tesla. Nobody is in Canada is going to be buying Tesla. Nobody, almost anybody, have thrown Teslas and stuff out in the European Union. And in some of these South American countries, they are not buying Tesla anymore. Tesla is gone down the pipes, and this man has allowed this stuff to happen. And the reason why is because the average Tesla car is worth, they're going to charge you anywhere between $80,000 and $90,000 for a car. At the top end, is over $100,000. These Chinese are building their cars. The NGO or EO or wherever they got two companies over there that's got them. Their average price for their electric car is $45,000 American money, and their product is better. They have better product. Every you they man, I saw some pictures of these things, and these things are fantastic, man. You wouldn't believe these electric cars. They are fantastic. And they got them down so that when you get, they go 400, I think 459 miles on a battery charge. When you get ready to charge it up, by the time you put gas in your car and fill it up with gas, those cars can be fully charged.
That quick.
Yes, sir. They're saying that those cars can be fully charged. They did it. That they did an exhibition of them in Alaska because that's, I guess, the Chinese folks snuck them cars into their country up there. They got them into Alaska. They had about 7 of them, and they were showing them off to people who were in the United States who came up to see the exhibition of these cars. And everybody who saw them, these guys thought these cars were absolutely fantastic. Man, you get on the inside of those daggone cars, Ted, and they are, man, they are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The people who sit in the back seat, these cars are no longer than those Tesla model, the mid-level Tesla models. You can sit, the people in the back seat of those new cars and stuff can sit back there and actually lay down in the back seat. It is so much technology and stuff inside those cars. It's unbelievable. When you want to open the window up, you don't have to push no button. You just put your hand up there by the window and it goes up and down. The steering column is totally different than what the Tesla cars and stuff is. You can buy them with a half steering wheel, or you can buy them with a full steering wheel. It all depends on what you want and how you feel about it. And they are beating Tesla cars hand down. It is unbelievable, man, what that car can do. And the people who rode it and everything, they took them on a long road trip for about 200 miles up in Alaska. And man, they said that the ride was just absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So Tesla, they got some competition out there, man. He is falling way, way, way behind this technology that's coming out now for these electric cars. He is not going to beat the Chinese out. He's not going to stop them. They're going to take over the market. Them and the South Koreans and stuff. I guess they've got something that matches the Chinese cars also. I haven't saw them yet, but according to what they're saying, they got some cars, electric cars that are coming out of that country also that are going to be absolutely fantastic too. And the one thing that these guys and stuff were telling their people who were coming up there to watch their cars, their people who build those cars, they build them for the customer, not for the manufacturer. Those cars are built to make sure that the customer who gets into their car is going to enjoy the experience.
Well, you know what? You almost sold me.
Well, I
I
know
don't
you're
know
not
what
going to
else
buy
you
a car.
hyping the
You're
car
not
up.
going to buy an electric car
What
anyway,
else
Ted.
you hyping the car up for? Like, are you saying that Tesla is done? Because you know what? Their stock is back up to 200, almost 280.
What did
Who
we
is
say?
buying this
What
thing?
what did we say yesterday?
Who is buying this thing?
Yeah, what did we say yesterday? That these people are propping their stock
I'm
up.
just trying to say, who
Yeah.
is buying this shit?
They
This is crazy, man.
they are hoping, Ted, that the folks in this market here in the United States don't get a taste of that car, man, that the Chinese are building, man.
I'm just trying to figure out who in the hell. I'm gonna have to look it up, man. You know, you have to go through a whole lot of channels to find out who's investing in this stuff.
Yes,
But
sir,
I'm
you
just
do.
saying, it went
Hey,
from 221 to almost 280 a share.
hey, man, they are hiding the fact about these other cars, and they're hoping that they can keep those other cars out of the U.S. market, but they haven't. They are falling. They can't do it. They can't stop it, man. Because
But
all these folks in these foreign countries like Canada, you go up into Canada and you get into one of them daggone electric cars, you ain't gonna you gonna piss on your Tesla car.
I'm
There's
just
no comparison. But like we said yesterday, somebody is propping this stock up so they can get as much money as they can out of it and everything, and then they're gonna let that stuff just fall out the bottom once they get
because
enough
I
money.
was looking for that sucker to go down to 100,
It
197.
probably will. So somebody out there has got enough money where they propping this stuff up, and they as soon as as long as they're gonna prop it up as long as they can, they're gonna try to keep the American public and stuff from not knowing what the heck going on. But that's man, and they can't stop it. It's a tsunami out there. They can't stop it. And eventually, it's going to hit. I'm telling you, probably about May or June, everybody in this country will be find out about what's going on, and that's just and and that stock will be down into the pennies.
Well, I got another one for you, bro. This right here is speculation, but when you hear the noise, it's almost like it could be true because every once in a while we want Greenland. We want Greenland. Well, the grapevine is the reason why Trump keep on pushing Greenland is because Peter Thiel and Musk want it. They got a lot of minerals there that Musk need for his cars. And Peter Thiel wanted because he wanted to build a city there. You know it ain't nothing but 500,000 people there, if that. So they want to build a city there, Peter Thiel, because he wants to live his free life.
Hmm.
You know, no government, no nothing. So that's the grapevine, and they keep bringing it up, and these Denmark people say no, it's not for sale. It's not for sale. Not for sale. But somebody, whoever's running, you know, Denmark is running, pretty much is partnering with them, Greenland. Something's gonna happen, and it might be another. Who knows? And the same thing with Canada. Canada got a lot of resources that haven't been mined. And that's what America is looking for. You know, Putin just went to one of their meeting, you know, for that part of the country. You know, he ain't allowed in Europe. So
We got a warrant out for him.
yeah, he ain't allowed in Europe. But he did go to, you know, in the area of Canada. So, you know, he's looking for resources too. So we'll see, you know, these people, it's a whole lot of changes, a whole lot of things that's happening, and it's hard to, you know, when I say hard to keep up, what I mean is we don't know what stories are true. We don't know what stories are facts. We don't know. We can only read between the lines, and then the stories, that enough stories come out, you sort of kind of say, oh, maybe this might be right. You know, if you got reputable, somewhat reputable people that's reporting on it. So, and then you try to figure it out if it's true or not, or is it transpiring to be in the future? Because that's what these people do. You know, our government don't do it, but These business people, they look at 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. But our government go quarter by quarter, 6 months to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
we'll see.
we
What else you
shall
got?
see. We
What else
shall
you got?
see. We shall see. But I still don't believe them people up there planning on giving their country up. I don't believe they are sincere about not letting them folks have their country unless they figure out some kind of way where they can buy them or something. I don't know. Maybe they plan on buying them, giving them enough money to get them off the island. They only got a half a
Bunch of
million
billionaires that
people.
want it.
They only got a half a million people, so maybe they can go up there and buy them out.
Yeah,
They got enough money to buy
yeah.
them out.
They
Say,
might
hey, we're
even
gonna give you
go
enough. We're
to
gonna give you
Denmark.
enough money and buy you out.
Yeah.
And they might take that. But I'm gonna get here. This next thing is to the absolute hypocrisy of that man, that idiot who's sitting up there in that White House. I couldn't believe it, but it came out of his own mouth. I sit there and watched him say this, and the news people sit there and they watched it too. You ain't gonna believe what this son of a gun said. All those folks that he pardoned, he says that he is going to give them compensation for being locked up in jail.
Yep.
We're going to give these folks compensation. These son of a guns that went up there and wrecked our capital, did everything they wanted to do. Some of them were guilty as all get out, but he says he's going to give them some compensation for being locked up. Now that got to have some balls for him to even say that, and for anyone to allow him to even do it.
That's amazing, isn't it?
That's amazing, man. I couldn't believe that man said that. He done already embarrassed the crap out of the judicial system by even pardoning them fools. But to give them money because they were locked up in jail and they did the crime and they were convicted of it?
And that wasn't even half of it. It should have been another 4,000, 5,000 people.
They're going to be compensated for being locked up in jail. I couldn't believe it, Ted. My mouth just fell wide open. I said, no, he didn't say that. I know he didn't say that.
Oh, he mentioned that several weeks ago, and then he just started talking about it again.
Right. He come up there again and said it. We need to compensate some people for being locked up in jail. I couldn't believe it. I said, this son of a, excuse my French, people. Excuse my French. This SOB got nerve to pay these people, and they did the crime. So that means that everybody who did a daggone crime, if you commit a crime, no matter what, they're going to pay you for being locked up in jail. So we got 3 or 4 million black folks and stuff who've been in jail, that they might well file for the compensation too. I've been locked in jail, so I need to be paid.
Well, a lot of them were broke, man. They done lost their homes. They done lost their jobs and all of that. And you feel for them, to a certain degree, because some of those people, I don't know. I can't say. All I'm saying is what I saw is what I saw.
They committed a crime.
What
If you
I
commit
saw
a
is what I saw.
crime, you have to do the time. If you commit a crime, it doesn't matter if you lose your home or if anything happened to you. You committed a crime. That is what happens when you commit a crime. When those folks out there, they got arrested for selling dope and drugs and stuff and everything, they put them in jail. They might have lost their home or anything. You committed a crime. You do not deserve to be compensated when you commit a crime. Man, this is too much. Oh, and man, I couldn't believe we got one of them crazy women congressmen up there. she had the nerve to open her mouth and say that since they doing all this name changing, they're gonna put in. She's gonna put in a request to change the name of Washington D.C. to the District of America.
Who said that?
One of the Congress ladies, one of them old stupid Republicans in Congress, I forget the lady's name, said she's gonna put in an amendment to have the city of Washington D.C. changed
Still
to
pleasing, trying to appease Trump.
District of America. These folks, man, Chocolate City. That's Chocolate City. You're gonna try to change it to the District of America. They already get ready to take $1 billion away from them in funding. $1 billion. Want to steal that money from them, and now they want to say, "Well, you don't even deserve to have be named Washington D.C. anymore. We're gonna do the District of America." And Harvey, I guess you were right here. These folks, they messing with my girl. They messing with my girl. They messing
Big time.
with my girl. They messing with my girl. But she ain't stopped. She ain't stopped. She went to some big to do down there in down in Austin or somewhere. And they were talking about Governor Abbott getting rid of the education department. She called him Governor Hot Wheels. Governor Hot Wheels. They got mad. The Republicans got mad. She don't have no business calling him that. But she didn't say his name. She just said we're Governor Hot Wheels. And they tried to blast her. They tried to do her all to censor her and everything because she said we got Governor Hot Wheels down here. Oh man. Gone, Jasmine. Don't give him a break.
Well, the sad part about it, here's the sad part of it is, she's out there speaking, but you know what? The one thing, did you see that? Did you see that guerrilla marketing last night when they put that child that's over national security, and they took her to the jail cell to all where all those people were, those Venezuelans, and they made a mockery of them all in jail, all their shirts off, showing all their tattoos, and then she was talking to them like they little children, like they all gang members and everything. That right there is guerrilla marketing, bro. Because the people, you know, when I say white people are the ones, you know, that's saying, yeah, right, that's where they should be. So this is the deal, man. This is guerrilla marketing, bro. Guerrilla marketing. This woman is the head of an agency, and she going there talking to them. It's guerrilla marketing, and then you know trying to get off of her stupid stuff that she did at that committee meeting, that she sat there and purged herself. So,
Now, yeah, well, the deep folks are getting away with murder here, but when somebody else says something about it, then they get all up in arms. Now, I remember, Ted, when Donald Trump made fun of this man who was a cripple. He got up on there on stage in front of a crowd of folks, and he made fun of that man because he was a cripple.
he called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas
Right.
right there in front of the world.
In front of the world in the State of the Union address. But she can't say Governor Hot Wheels.
That's why I say these Democrats don't know how to do global.
They don't.
Government marketing,
And they're not standing up. They even sitting down there, and some of them voting for this crap. Ain't nowhere in the world and stuff. A Democrat should have voted to censor or to do anything with Al Green when he did what he did. They had no business putting that down there. But we are so sanctimonious and righteous and stuff that we got to do this. We got to get by the law. Well, these people ain't playing by the law. They ain't playing by the rules. Rules don't matter to them.
Hey, Quasi kept the rules didn't matter to that senator in Kentucky. He was breaking all kind of rules, but he was doing it in a quiet way.
Mm-hmm.
And they allowed him. He sat there and stopped President Obama putting the judgeship, Supreme Court, not even having a
vote.
meeting.
He didn't even allow them to even think about voting for that man or even to bring it onto the floor. He tried to stop him from even coming to the Senate and talking to the senators and stuff about what they needed and stuff and let them know who he was about. But he couldn't stop that. But he let him. Mark Garland came there and he interviewed with several of those senators on the Judiciary Committee, but he never brought it up for a vote. He said, we're not going to do this. And he held him up for 8 months. For 8 months, he held him up. So, no, we're not going to do this. They were hoping and praying that they get a Republican in there, and that's what they did. They got a Republican that won, and that man went down there and put in 3 Supreme Court justices. And one of them, that lady stepped down who came in there, they only had 2 months before they got out of office and everything when Biden came in, and they went ahead and hurried up and have a vote to put her in. But
and nobody stopped it.
And nobody stopped him. Nobody said a word.
That's why I say they all in cahoots, bro. They're all in cahoots. And now we got a mess all over the country. They're doing what they want to do. Look what they're doing in Louisiana. Look what they're doing in Arkansas. Look what they're doing in a lot of these states. You got this emboldened lady talking about we're going to change the name of D.C. Wiping stuff about Black Americans on the website in the U.S. Banning books. And people just standing by, let them do it.
Well. I've been talking about this for a while now, about our debt. Well, the CBO just came out and said that they are going to reach their borrowing limit sometime around May. So either going to have to increase the borrowing limit or we're going to go in the hole. Something's going to have to give. It said about May. They said, if they can get enough tax receipts in between now and then, if they can get enough money in.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Didn't they just cut the RS?
Yeah.
How
they
did.
Collect money? They cut the IRS, but they said they need some money now. They need to bring in some more money.
Well, they fired 20% of the doggone IRS. Boy, these people are ignorant, man. How ignorant are these people?
So they're hoping that they can do some creative accounting, either bring in some more money or cut some of these expenses. And they might be able to make it until they need to vote for the budget and stuff in September. Maybe. They said no guarantee, but they said from the way it looks right now, if things remain the same and they don't get a whole big increase of revenue in, tax receipts in, this May, that's it. They done reached their borrowing limit. They can't borrow no more money. And the Chinese said, we ain't buying no more y'all debt. Japanese said, we not buying any more y'all debt either. So even if they increase the borrowing limit, who gonna buy the debt? If ain't nobody buying them bonds, it don't matter if you increase the limit or not. Ain't nobody buying it. Oh, Theodore, we in trouble. Big trouble. What else I got down here? You got anything else, Ted? Because I got a few more things on my list here.
I want to just sort of kind of, this has been my pet peeve, and I mean, I'm just gonna put, tell the truth, shame the devil, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't trust the stock market. Never have. 50 years ago, I didn't trust it. 10 years later, I didn't trust it. 20 more years, I didn't trust it. But I'm gonna say this: if you would have put $1,000, just $1,000 in Nivea, you would have, in 2009, you would have had $312,000. If you would have put $1,000 in Apple in 2008, which was a rough time for everybody, you would have $42,000. Just $1,000. I ain't talking about dollar cost averaging. If you would have put $1,000 in 2004 in Netflix, you will have $537,000. Just don't even touch it. This is the crime, that because we have been duped so many times of money in all kind of ways. But the one thing that I've learned, and it's too late for me now, but the one thing I've learned, when you invest in the stock market, that's money you willing to lose. You can lose it and say, boom, okay, I lost that, boom. You go on to the next stock. You got $1,000, you want to invest, don't touch it. And if it's going up, and man, do you realize how many times Apple split? Ed, you should know that.
I know at least twice.
It didn't split more than that.
I know at least twice.
Yeah, it didn't split more than that. So I'm just saying. So if you bought 100 shares and it split, you got 200. If it split that another time, then now you got 400.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying. So as of now, I don't know. I can't see it right now. I don't know what's going on. There's so much stuff going on now. You got this thing called AI. You got this thing called Bitcoin. You got the volatility and everything that's going on. So everything is a gamble. But you have to have that money to be able to lose. Just like if you go to the casino and you take $300 and say, okay, if I lose it, I lose it. No big deal. But if I win, you won. But you're willing to lose that $300. Same thing when it comes to stock market. You got to, and when you invest, you got to be willing to lose it because there's no guarantee. That's all I'm saying. That's how good it can be, and that's how bad it can be. You can lose all your money, or you can gain a whole lot of money if you invest in the right stock. That's what I got.
Unknown caller.
I'm sick of these folks there calling me up, man. Oh man, I'm sick of these people calling me up. They just running my phone down. I'm telling you, man, they just calling me up. And I done told them to kiss my butt at least 10 times, and they still calling me up using different numbers. We're gonna give you a card to buy you some gas, that's to buy you some food. You want it? No. Oh man. Anyway, shut up, phone. Anyway, the FHA, Federal Housing Administration, they usually sends out rules and regulations at least beginning of the year. And they put in different requirements that they figure that people should know about getting loans for FHA.
Yes.
So after Trump put out an executive order, they said that we need to go back in and change the rules for residents' requirements for getting a FHA loan.
And FHA loan, what is it, 3%?
Something like that. So the residents' requirements for getting a FHA loan, they changed some wording and stuff in there to say that illegal aliens cannot get a FHA loan.
I don't think, were they getting it?
They said illegal aliens cannot get an FHA loan. They had to put that wording in there because they didn't want illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, or whatever to get a loan, to apply for a loan. Oh my goodness. Poor illegal aliens. They can't apply for a loan. And they did this because of an executive order that the Obama put out. They have to comply with the executive order. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say. But our government is trying to be efficient. They're trying to be efficient, Ted. I don't know. Oh my goodness.
Ed, let me ask you this. Do you know about Signal?
About who?
Signal.
Signal.
Yeah.
Not really, and not until them boys did their war plans on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of message platforms out there now, Ted. A lot of them. I mean, if I had to take a wild guess, I'd say there's probably anywhere between 90 and 100 platforms out there that people are using now to communicate. Yep, they got a lot
I've
of
never even
platforms.
heard of it, man.
Yeah, they got a bunch of platforms out there, and different countries and stuff and everything have platforms that they use to communicate with. They're there. A lot of people are using these platforms to communicate. So you can't just go to one platform, say your text message or something like that to do anything but to communicate with. They got a lot of them. And I'm not going to give them boys a buy on that because they don't need a buy. But I guess they figured that since a lot of people didn't know anything about Signal, that they thought it might be safer to go ahead and do it. Use that to discuss what they were discussing. But there are secure ways of doing that the government has, and they decided not to do that. And it just so happened that they brought in a newspaper man. So anyway, nope, I have not heard of them until now, Signal. But
well,
I do know
I'm gonna tell you what Trump just did, and maybe you might be aware of this. You remember the story I did on all of these papers that were NGOs, a lot of them were non-profit, some of them was a profit. He cut all of them out, cut them off, because they was getting grant money, they was getting all kind of government money to keep those papers going in the local local areas. A lot of these papers can't survive because they can't get enough advertising. In order for them to keep writers, they got to have money to have these writers do these local stories. So a lot of them was being subsidized by the government. And I'm talking about hundreds and thousands of papers all across the country to keep the local community informed. And now, because they think it's all liberal stuff, left stuff. This is their big talk. They ain't nothing but liberals. They ain't nothing but leftists. This is their big thing. They constantly brainwash these people. Liberal is a bad word. Progressive is a bad word. Left wing is a bad word. Now, some of the left wing stuff I don't agree with, but this is a free country. It's supposed to be. People can live like they want and do what they want, as long as it's not illegal. At least that's the way I understand it. If it's legal to do it, they should. If that's what they want to do, they can do it. But what these people are trying to do is curtail they're trying to make you behave to their lifestyle. That's just like in the church. They don't want women to wear pants, some of these churches. They don't want women to wear makeup. They don't want women to work. They don't want women to do this and do that. This ain't the church. You can run your church how you want to run your church. But this is the United States of America that's supposed to be the land of the free. I might not agree with the gay lifestyle or the transgender lifestyle, but if that's their lifestyle, that's their lifestyle. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if I pass a gay person or a transgender person every day in my life or whenever I do, I don't know. But the bottom line is, they free. They can do what they want to do, as long as they ain't hurt nobody. That's the way I look at it. I don't understand that. That's one thing I understand. But if your religion say, if you come to this church, women got to wear dresses. Well, you going to that church? And nobody making you go to that church. But they told you when you walk in this church, you got to dress and have a dress on. You cannot wear pants. You cannot wear makeup. That's their rule. So just turn your happy butt around because you ain't got no dress on. Because in this church, you got to have a dress on. And that's fine. And if you want to continue to go to that church, go to that church. But the government is supposed to be free. We all make choices. We all have our own choices. That's the one thing I'm gonna say this, and I hope nobody get offended by it. But you know what? God gave us a choice. You can do whatever you want. He gave it a choice, but there are consequences behind that. When you do things that are not right. If you steal, you lie, you commit adultery, all of those things, there's a choice. But you got people that want to live a certain lifestyle, let them live that lifestyle, that's fine. But what I don't like is, you have to be decent and in order. That's one thing I like, you have to be kind and courteous to people just as a human being. You got people walking around and they might dress a certain way and then they mess with people. Why are you messing with that person because they dress like that? They want to put earrings all in their nose and their ears. And they want to wear tattoos all over their body. That's their business. It's their body. I don't get it. Are we in a free country or what?
Nope.
That's what I tell my kids. I say, it might look
nope,
free, but we ain't
we
free.
are not. We are slowly, they're slowly but slow by slow, they choking off your rights. And how far is this going to go, Ted? How far is this country going to allow this stuff to happen? How far can this guy go? Because he is doing everything he can to choke off those rights.
He throwing stuff out there and see what will stick.
And see where it sticks. And if nobody says nothing about it, he just keeps going. And it looks like he is not going to get any of the Republican members of Congress and stuff to open their mouth and say anything.
Not a word.
They even trying to hide this thing about them using signal and stuff and everything to communicate a war plan and acting like there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's okay. If they did that, it's okay. And make a joke out of it.
Yeah. Ain't no big deal.
They making a joke out of it. Oh, it wasn't bad. It was successful and everything was fine. And those guys are going to get away with that. Nothing's going to happen to them.
Anytime you hear ex-generals tell them somebody would be in jail, right. These is what ex-generals are saying. They would go up for court-martial. They would go up for all kinds of things, as far as that goes when something like that is done.
But it's okay because that's the guy that Trump picked. He picked somebody who was unqualified to run the Department of the military.
But hey, one more thing. How many times have we heard Congress say, we will meet you in a special room? I forget the name of what they call it, where nobody can hear you and you're talking about secret things of what's going to happen and what you're going to do.
They call it the Situation Room.
The Situation Room. How many times have we heard people say that? So they're too lazy to go to the Situation Room. They want to talk on the phone because it's convenient. I could be home in my bed talking about this. This ain't important.
And to look the people in the face and lie to them and say, "Oh, we didn't do that."
But I'm just saying, man, that's the whole thing. They think that this is a joke. They think this is a play toy. They're not concerned about nothing.
The man says right there in front of the new people when they asked him, he said, "We didn't do that." Final word, Ted.
Keep your eye on the markets.
On the market.
Especially, I'm gonna tell you right now. You know, I can kick myself in the butt for not trusting the markets because I've been studying the markets for over 50 years as a hobby. I got all kind of books right here. I done read all kind of books, stock market, everything. And I used to know all the terminology and everything. I've been following Warren Buffett for 50 years almost, 45 years. And I'm telling you, if any kind of way you got some money on the side, find you a good couple, 2-3 shares, diversify, and invest if you're young enough. If you're in your 20s, even 30s, keep that money and don't touch it. I don't care. I don't care if your car break down. I don't care if you got to pay rent. You ain't got rent money. Don't take that money out. That's the game plan, bro. Because see, most of us have not been. We weren't born with a silver spoon in our mouth, bro. We weren't born with a silver spoon. We didn't get $20 million or $10,000, $20,000 or $100,000. Most of these people, man, they got money. Look at Elon Musk. He had money. Look at Theo. His family had money. Just look at the history of these people. The Kennedys, they got money to invest that money. But when you're working still and you work every day, and maybe you might make a little bit more than the average Joe, but so what? You still got to pay your bills. You still got to take care of your family. You can't afford to lose $500, $1,000. So I'm just saying, if you can do it, I'm serious, bro. This right here, it hurts my heart, man. I can tell you a story. I'm gonna say this story. It's embarrassing. My son was in 5th or 6th grade. We was living in California. And I was one of those people, I always kept a few $1,000s for whatever. And that was my play money. And so I told my son, we're going to go buy some clothes. We're going down because they had this big shopping place for men, where you can go and you can buy a bunch of clothes at discount rate, high quality stuff. That's what we're getting ready to do. But my son class, he was teaching about stocks. I knew about stocks, but I wasn't really a student at that time. I was studying it, but I wasn't really a student like I am now, and I grew into it. But the guy that taught him, his teacher that taught him said, Dad, I'll never forget it. Apple is a good stock. We need to invest in Apple. Microsoft, he was talking about Apple, Microsoft, Home Depot, Lowe's, all those companies back in the 80s were coming up. And it says, you need to invest, he said you need to invest in those stocks. And here I had $3,000. We went down. We went down to this guy. I bought myself about 2 or 3 suits. I bought him a couple of suits. And I should have took that damn $3,000.
From the mouth of babes.
From the mouth of babes, bro. I tell him that story all the time. He don't even remember it. But I tell him, I say, yeah, you don't remember that? I took you downtown to LA and we bought all them clothes. I wanted to be sharp going to work.
Yeah, man. You back then, man. Y'all have been super rich now.
Oh man, what are you talking about?
Super
And that's when
rich.
Apple was really splitting too, bro.
Yeah. Well, people, we done reached the end of our show today, and I've enjoyed myself. I hope you have too. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.